The Amorous Doctor. Chapter 4, A Shrew. The middle-aged woman who was splendidly dressed looked at the young man beside her in surprise. Mu Yang, are you kidding me? This is the person who you said will probably cure your sister? He's sort of handsome, but why does he look like a psycho? Shin Muyang awkwardly shrugged and scratched his head. Is it that I beat him to this? I am not sure if he could. I heard it from Mu Qing. You are not sure? Then why did you cry when you called me? You nearly scared me to death. I rushed here and you just showed this man to me? Yi Shulan gnashed the teeth in anger as she put her hands on Shin Muyang's ears and twisted them over and over again. Ouch, it hurts, Mom. Let go of me. Shin Muyang grimaced in pain. He covered Yi Shulan's hands but did not dare to struggle. He could only beg non-stop. If you don't give me an explanation today, you are not my son any longer. Yi Shulan unwillingly loosed her hands and threatened him while holding on to her waist like a tigress. After she saw that the surrounding nurses and patients were secretly laughing with their hands covering their mouths. Oh my God, it really hurts! Shin Muyang rubbed his red ears. Seeing Yi Shulan was unfriendly staring at him, he hurriedly took 2 steps back for a safe distance, and explained with a brazen smile. Mom, it is really not my fault. Actually, Mu Qing felt extremely good after treated by this guy, so I asked the doctor about her diagnostic reports, and beyond our expectation, her condition's much better than before. At least she will not be in danger recently. The doctor checked her former diagnostic reports and said it's a miracle. Hearing that, Yi Shulan's eyes lit up. She hurriedly held on to Shin Muyang's arm and rushed to the doctor's office with him. Let's go see the doctor. 20 minutes later, Yi Shulan happily walked out of the doctor's office, saying to Shin Muyang, who looked thoughtful, I didn't expect that psycho to be so capable. Let's go talk to him. Shin Muyang guiltily coughed as he was embarrassed. Mom, I think you should go by yourself to complete such a difficult and great mission. Maybe I will make things worse if I go with you. Yi Shulan looked at him suspiciously. What do you mean? I misunderstood him and beat him to in hospital. Do you think he will let me go if I stand in front of him? Shin Muyang said unhappily. Mom, what do you think if I go to talk to him and let him treat my sister's illness? Am I asking for a beating? That's true. Yi Shulan nodded in understanding, then angrily kicked Shin Muyang's butt. He saved your sister, and you even beat him into hospital. Then how should I talk to him? Come with me and apologize to him. Shin Muyang's face became bitter, and massaged on Yi Shulan's shoulder, as he said brazenly, My most gorgeous and dignified, kind and tender mother, you are the most beautiful mother in the world. I am your most beloved son. How could you stand your handsome, elegant son to apologize to a poor guy? Don't try to play tricks with me. You brought this yourself. How dare you to let me deal with it for you? No way. Since you don't want to lose face, then why should I do? Every time I argued with your dad, it was always your dad who gave in first. Yi Shulan held her head high, looking down at the smiling Shin Muyang with contempt. Seeing that the situation was unfavorable, Shin Muyang rolled his eyes and an idea struck him. Mom, I have investigated his background. He was called Ding Ning, 22 years old, from a small town called Luochuan Town in the southwest. His mother is unknown, and his father is a butcher, so his family condition is average. He just graduated from clinical medicine major in the Medical College of Ninghai University. His results were excellent. But because he offended his teacher during his internship, so he was grudged, and after graduation, no hospital was willing to accept him. Now, he has no job. Yi Shulan glanced at him. What do you want to say? Mom, think about it. This Ding Ning is just a new graduate without a single cent. He can't even find a job, so he must be really short of money now. Give him some money and promise to find him a good job. He will be willing to treat my sister's illness. Shin Muyang said confidently. Yi Shulan frowned. Since he's just a graduate from medical college, how is he able to cure your sister? Then you should listen to me. According to my investigation results, before Ding Ning went to university, he had a very solid foundation in Chinese medicine, which is said to be ancestral. Shin Muyang rubbed his chin, pretended to be Holmes as he analyzed. I saw that he used acupuncture to treat my sister. I guess that his Western medicine's level is average, and he's good at the traditional Chinese medicine that he inherited. But your sister used to see some old Chinese doctors, and all of them were famous in Chinese medicine circle. There was nothing they can do about it. This Ding Ning is so young, and how much ability could he possibly have? After excitement, Yi Shulan had already calmed down and regained her wits as she said somewhat dejectedly, "There's nothing we can do. Even the world-top cardiologists could do nothing to her illness. So let's just try to make every possible effort. At least, he can make my sister feel better." According to the doctor, my sister's heart attack was caused by the dilated cardiomyopathy this time, and with current medical standards, there is simply no way to treat her, so she can only stay in bed and rest. However, that brat just gave her a few acupunctures, and my sister's heart turned to normal. This can be said to be a miracle in medicine. Shin Muyang said in disbelief. If it's really as the doctor said, then there is a great chance for Ding Ning to cure my sister. A long illness can make a doctor. Because of little Princess Shinmuching's sickness, every member of the Shin family were almost turned into a cardiologist. As the mother of Shinmuching, Yi Shulan had also done a lot of research, so she knew what it meant. Hearing his words, her gloomy mood was once again stirred. It seems this little guy has some abilities. Let's give it a try. Go and accompany your little sister, otherwise she'll spoil her head by thinking nonsense when she wakes up and finds nobody is there. Okay then. We will all rely on you. Shin Muyang was relieved. He kissed Yi Shulan on her cheek, then turned around and ran away. This son. Yi Shulan rubbed the cheek kissed by her son, and a doting smile appeared on her face. Thinking that her daughter would be probably cured, she smiled even more happily, and quickly walked towards ICU. Hey, what's wrong with you? Why did you pull out the droplets and the electrocardiograph? Just as she walked to the door of the ICU room, Yi Shulan heard the nurse's angry roar. I'm fine now. I don't need the fluids anymore. I can leave now. Ding Ning said weakly as he looked at the manly and valiant nurse, who had a fierce face, a strong body, and even a stubble on her chin. However, he was secretly cursing in his heart that all the novels were lies. It was nothing like that. The protagonist had the golden finger, and the moment he opened his eyes, he saw a gentle, kind and beautiful nurse, and then they fell in the love that people yearned for. Since I also had the golden finger, why when I opened my eyes, I only saw a large, brawny shrew who had a fierce face, weighed almost 200 pounds and was about to enter menopause. It's not up to you whether you are fine or leave the hospital. If the doctor doesn't approve, you have to stay here to receive treatment. Don't make troubles. The nurse Zhongli roared fiercely and impatiently tidied up the ward. I'm really fine now. I can leave the hospital. Ding Ning trembled from her roar like a small beast who had been ill-treated, and his body curled up as he managed to speak in a low voice. Shut up, it's not up to you, and it's up to the doctor. Just lie down and let me do my work. Zhongli was not happy at all. The damned Dr. Wang actually transferred her from the public wards to the ICU where she had to record all the information about the bruised fellow's vital signs. Her aunt had just introduced her a boyfriend last night. That bastard said he would contact her later, but now there wasn't even a phone call. It seemed like there was no hope again. When would she get married? Yi Shulan knocked on the door politely, and said with an amiable smile, Hello, may I come in? Are you blind? This is ICU, so outsiders are not allowed to enter. Zhongli opened the door and looked at the dignified and gorgeous woman. She hated two types of women the most. One type was the ones richer than her, and the other was the ones more beautiful. Coincidentally, Yi Shulan was both of them. In addition, she was already in a bad mood, so she would naturally not be nice to her. Ding Ning suspiciously stuck his head out and saw Yi Shulan. He didn't know her, and was too lazy to care about her. In addition, Zhongli was like a power keg that would explode at any time, so he'd better just keep quiet and don't bring trouble on his own head. A trace of anger flashed past Yishulan's eyes. How many years had it been since someone had been rude to her? She never thought that an unimportant nurse would be so rude to her. But good upbringing and poise made it impossible for her to argue with a nurse, so she smiled impeccably. I am the relative of this patient. Can I come to see my family member? Ding Ning was stunned when he looked at Yi Shulan, who only had half face exposed. When did he have such a relative? Why didn't he know? Could it be that his father having a woman? No. Dad was taciturn and ineloquent. How could he find such an elegant woman? But why did she say she was his relative? Was she his mother, whom his father had never allowed to talk about? Did she come to find him? Ding Ning's heartbeat suddenly accelerated, and his Adam's apple involuntarily trembled. He stared fixedly at the door to see that if there was any so-called related feelings. No way! No matter who you are, you can't come in. This is a sterile observation room. What if the patient gets infected? Looking at Yishulan's ashen face, a superiority feeling suddenly came to Zhongli. So what was the use of being richer than me and being prettier than me? I was the boss here. Then she shut the door heavily.